So we entered the month of May with the league still to play for and a cup final to come. So a domestic double was on the cards. But we started the month with the good news that our youth academy talents had signed their contracts and will be joining the club to really use our training facilities and utilise that potential that we hope they've got. Claudio Guerra is the one we're most interested in, the San Marinese goalkeeper, coming through with those would be the equivalent of silver stars. So not very good current ability, but quite a lot of potential. Can he reach it at Maribor? We also had the good news that Marco Bergson had signed a new contract with us. So he's going to be our backup goalkeeper for next season, probably playing backup to Samo Pridgar, who has had a pretty good start to his season as our number one. He's been in goal for the second half of the season. We'll have a quick look at some stats at the end of this episode and then do more of a deep dive into it in the next episode. But yeah, Menno Bergson signs a new contract, which is lovely for everybody, isn't it? It was always good to have two half-decent goalkeepers at the club. We then went on and took on Prime de Jour in our first league game of the month. And of course, we got a win in this one, and it was a fan welcome day, or whatever it's called, where you invite fans to come in their numbers. We were 1-0 up. Kralj put us 1-0 up. The youngster was given a start in this one, as we pretty much had the league title wrapped up. Tete was a familiar goal-scoring foe against Primorje, and he got our second. And our third was a lovely goal. Kralj became the assister, let it run through Milkus Savenkovic, and Repas was there to fire home. And a very convincing 3-0 win with a slightly rotated team, which was very nice indeed. And the board were absolutely delighted because we saw a bumper crowd of 3,645 people, which doesn't sound like very much, but the board were enthused and they thought that's going to see an increase in long-term attendances as we go forward. And not only that, it was a great day for the club because it set an unbeaten record in the league. 24 games since Sunday the 3rd of December 2023 we have not been beaten in the league. And by the way, it's the 5th of May 2024. That also meant we had a high number of wins for a team in the league as well, with 27, and we've got our record high points total as well, 86 points for the season so far, because we've still got league games to go. So we are breaking records all over the place, and that is lovely because we're playing a low block, so it's quite impressive. But we knew it was the next league game that was crucial, away to Olimpia Ljubljana, our title rivals, our country rivals, and if we beat them in their own backyard, we win the title. So let's go and have a look and see how we got on in that game. And as is so often the case in these games, it was a nervy affair. An actual run through from Repas put us 1-0 up with a lovely dink over the goalkeeper after our striker had been taken out a little bit. They actually made it 1-1, which wouldn't be enough for Akers to win the title. A lovely run off the back of the defender from Marinovic made it 1-1, but in the 88th minute or 89th minute, Jan Repas from the edge of the box ran free and fired past the keeper, giving us a 2-1 win at our rivals to claim the league title, and the celebrations were fantastic. We had done it in the home of our rivals. We had done it in record-breaking fashion. We had won that title, and we were so happy. It was just done and dusted, unbeaten in so long. One loss, I think it is, in the league all season. The celebrations were wild, but we knew we had to get ready for a final as well. We had one more league game to play before that. That was against NAFTA. Let's go and look at that one. And we were going to go out in style. A 4-1 win in this game. Repas on the score sheet after a deflection's taking it past the goalkeeper set us up nicely to get underway in our wonderful away yellow kit. Tete was in there. He's always going to try and get on the score sheet. He hit the post and Repas pounced first to put it into an empty net, 2-0. Corner came in, it was headed away, and Repas picked it up on the edge of the box with Tin Shook scoring with another deflection. He claimed the goal, even though it was given as an own goal. Tino Shook then played provider in part of the role to set up the goal for Repas, the other Repas, Ziga Repas, to fire past the goalkeeper. NAFTA did get a goal late on as a poor headed clearance from a corner. They kept it alive and fired it past Pridgar in goal. But 4-1, very convincing, and another win and 3 points in the bag. And of course, that wrapped up the league season. And after we had beaten Olimpia Ljubljana, we were officially crowned league champions. I skipped that out so we could quickly go into the NAFTA game, which was absolutely brilliant. It also meant we qualified for the Champions League due to winning the league. And that was awesome. So we'll find out at the end of the season or maybe next season, where we're actually going to be starting in the Champions League. We also had our budget set for next season with £333,000. That's completely wrong. £33,000 a week set as our budget, with a transfer budget of 2.65 million, which is quite generous from the board for a club from Slovenia, which is lovely. Jubbly. We extend our record of most league titles, 17. So we are far and away one of the biggest teams in Slovenia, but I still think it's quite impressive to do it with a low block in this save, which was lovely. We named ourselves, or Tim Horton, as one of the top Canadian managers in history, which obviously feels like it's not that big of an achievement because we've only won one league title. But there you go. We've done that. We led the club to Maribor, wrestling back the title. It was actually 2 years since NK Maribor have won it, but we did win it, and we won it in style as well. And the board were very, very happy with how we won it. You can see there, it's been a bit of a weird run in Slovenia. Maribor won it in 2018-19, then Celje, then Mura, then Maribor, then Olimpia, then Celje, and now back to Maribor thanks to us. And because of winning the league, we were given the large sum of prize money of £428,000, which isn't that much, is it, to be honest? We did score a record league goals of 94 league goals in the season, so some people would say that a low block isn't attacking enough. I would argue differently, but it wasn't all good news because Benjamin Teta agreed a new contract with FC Metz. After impressing so much for us on loan, he actually then decided that he didn't want to come back to us and he was going to sign a new deal with FC Metz for 3 years, which is a little bit disappointing because we have given him plenty of opportunities at our club. But of course, a cup final was still to come, and that is the next game we're going to cover in this one. Teams lined up with their strongest possible lineups available. A 4-2-3-1 for Tabor Cezana, who had found their way into the cup final in this one. They were 5 wins from 5 and in very good form indeed. We lined up in our classic low block 3-4-2-1. We had brought Ojo back into the starting lineup to play on the right hand side. Serveus was playing behind him at right back. Souza came in to start at left wing back. Repas and Tete completed the more attacking trio. Dimune and Repas started in the middle, and Bondo, Rekic and Gomez started in front of Samo Pridgar in goal. So 2 teams coming into this one in great form. Who would come out on top? And the game got off to a flying start. 3 minutes into the game, and Omar Rekic find himself at the back post with a tap-in to put us 1-0 up. 12 minutes later, 15 minutes gone, Andre Souza fired in a low cross, and Tete was there to what could be his final goal for the club. And Bondo recycled possession well, found Rekic in the libero into Ojo. He fired in at the near post to make it 3-0 inside 31 minutes. Serveus came down the right-hand side into Ojo again, back in the starting lineup and getting a brace as he made it 4-0 in the cup final before half-time. And we weren't done there. Just about 40 seconds later, Ojo came in and completed his hat-trick to make it 5-0 before the break. Second half, Tabor Cezana started a little bit brighter by getting a goal, firing past Pridgar in between his legs, but they were pretty much done and dusted. And to make sure of that, we got our 6th and final goal. Repas with a square pass, Tete with a lovely touch and turn. 6-1 in the cup final. Easy as you like. And again, the celebrations were wild. We lifted the trophy, the players, the fans, everybody absolutely loved it. And it rounded out a superb season. We got a league and cup double. We were breaking records left, right and centre. It was absolutely superb. And to top off the season, we entered the Slovenia Hall of Fame as well as a manager doing the league and cup double, which was absolutely lovely. A very nice honour to have for Canadian Tim Horton. Indeed, the fans were singing our praise for the league and cup double. It was absolutely superb, and they were keen to say that they wanted to give us commendation as manager for making it happen. And the cup win is actually quite significant because Maribor haven't won the cup since 2015-16 season, and it's very rare for a club to dominate it. Olimpia Ljubljana have won 4 of those times, and we're back on top in the cup, which is absolutely superb, and back on top of the league table. And this graph demonstrates how a little bit of an early blip as we got used to the new system, and then we absolutely dominated the league as we made our way through it, and it was absolutely superb to see throughout the year. So a quick look at some of the stats that got us there throughout the season. Now, looking at average possession during a game, 57% is what we averaged during our 36 matches, second only in the league to Olimpia Ljubljana, so potentially something we could look on, maybe improving as we move forward as well. Next up, we looked at yellow cards. Now, this is always interesting. In a low block where we're not really pressing that much, we're pressing when they get into our certain defensive zones, we only picked up 21 yellow cards throughout the season. One of the best disciplined team in the league, which is absolutely good. I think showing not playing a sort of gegenpressing style is actually very good for discipline, and that's something I'm quite happy with as we go through these stats. Next up, we had a look at red cards. We were bottom of that as well, joint 7th. We didn't get a single red card in the season, so again, showing that discipline was very good for our side. We don't play with get stuck in, we don't do any of that, and that is very nice indeed. In terms of goals, we scored the most by quite a considerable margin, 20 more goals than Olimpia Ljubljana, who finished in second, and that was superb. 12 of them coming from corners, and interestingly, after we hired our set piece coach, who was the guy that liked to swing it into the near post and have the meta, we didn't improve our goal scoring attributes from corners. I went through it and we scored 6 in the first, or 6 before he joined and 6 after he joined, and he joined about one or two games after the midway point, so pretty much stayed the same from corner goals, which is an interesting little fact. Expected goals over performance, we outperformed our XG by 20.8, so basically 21 goals more than we should have done. Our expected goals was 73.2, we scored 94, but when you consider that against Olimpia, who outperformed theirs by 19.22 or 19 expected goals, we were still far and away the best team that we could have been in our division in terms of attacking attributes, and that was really good. As we've commented on goals from corners, in 36 matches we had 12 goals from corners, and that was the highest of anybody in the league. Mura second with 11, and then Olimpia third with 7. And then shots. I'm always keen to see shots and shot percentages. So 598 shots in 36 matches is what we managed in our system. So we are having a lot of shots compared to our opposition. 40% of them go on target. That is absolutely incredible, which amounts for 245 shots on target, which is really good, to be honest. I'm very, very happy with that from the team. Shots per game, we were averaging around 16.6 shots a game, which is 3 more than our biggest rivals in Selge, who are second in there. So yeah, really happy with that and all of our attacking attributes. I think for playing a low box system, we are dominating attacking attributes. Now, we are one of the bigger teams in Slovenia, and it is European football that I think will be the make or break of this team. So we'll see how that goes. Now, diving into salary, we actually don't have the biggest salary in the league. That falls to Olimpia of £1.61 million per annum, and we have £1.39 million per annum. So in terms of wage to league position, we're doing better than we should. Second in the wage ratio, first in the league, which was absolutely lovely. So then we go and look at some more defensive stats. Expected goals prevented. Samo Pridgar, who came in towards the back end of the season, saved 1.96 more goals than he should have done. Nearly 2 goals. That's really impressive for a keeper that wouldn't be too busy as well, and a youngster coming in and doing brilliantly. Second in the list was Azbajug, just behind him at 1.28. But the standout best 2 goalkeepers in the division by a country mile, and that's good to say, really. That's good to have on board. If we look at the number of conceded as well, Samo Pridgar actually only conceded 9 in the 12 appearances that he made. Azbajug was down. There were 25 conceded in 24 games. So Samo Pridgar had 0.75 goals conceded per 90 minutes, which is just bonkers. Someone did match him in the league through 24 appearances, which was Matvej Vidovskek for Olympia. But yeah, I think Samo Pridgar, we're going to give him a chance next year as our number one. I'm pretty certain of that indeed. Very happy with that one. And that's all the stats we're going to go in for this episode. In the next episode, we'll do a big review of the players, judging through by position who did stand out, who did well, who do we think we can improve on. We'll look at the signings that we made in January as well and see how they're going to go. And we're going to look at who we could bring in to replace Benjamin Teta, because he is going to be a big loss for this team. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll probably do one more season of this save, and then I'll take a bit of a break because we'll be relying on FM26 news. Maybe 2 more seasons, we'll see. But we're going to focus on Europe next year, give European football a big crack, go and increase the team, strengthen the team using data, and we'll see where we stand. Thank you so much for watching. As ever, very much want to understand your comments down below, so get them there, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.